Hello there, my name is Ian Parks and I work with Chris Tay here at PremierDutching.com. Now, first of all, we'd like to welcome you to your 10-day free trial. Now, what I'd like to do in this video is explain to you a little bit about what the service is, what you can expect over your 10 days free trial, and get you set up with all the things that you need to know in order to use the service correctly. So the first thing is, on the website, what you need to keep checking is the blog. Chris has got a blog which you can access directly from the website, and he'll keep you updated of anything he thinks that you need to know on that particular day's racing. So it's always a good idea to keep checking the blog when the selections come out to see if anything's been mentioned. And of course you can comment as well and he'll answer you on the blog, or you can actually send him an email as well. If you'd like to do that, just go onto the website and choose contact me, and then you'll get his email address, chris@premierdutching.com. Or you can actually, when you get the selection email each day, you can actually reply to that email as well and get him that way. So there's a number of different options for keeping in contact, and we'll always try to get back to you as soon as we can. And the other important section is updated results. So if you click on that, you can actually get what we do is we proof our own selections. In effect, our own members of this service proof our own selections, which basically means every day when we put a selection out, we will list the result in this spreadsheet online, and the members can see exactly what's been happening, because obviously they're getting the selection, so they know what the selection was, whether it's won or lost, so they can see this updated daily. And how we've actually arranged this spreadsheet is it's actually in two sections. We've done £100 level stakes, as though you were putting £100 down on each bet on each Dutch, and a running total for that. And this second section is 5% of your bank, 5% of on each Dutch bet basically, and a running total for that. And as you can see, the total profit for 5% of your bank is hugely in excess of what it would be for £100 level stakes. So for this service we actually advise 5% of your bank, and we don't use any type of recovery plan or anything like that, because we don't need it, because the results, the actual the strike rate, what we get, I mean, you can go back and look at these for yourself, but it's somewhere in the region of about 80% overall, so we don't need a recovery plan basically. So what we'll do now is we'll run through everything that you need in order to get set up. Now, if you haven't got one already, we advise you to get a Betfair account, because the reason why we use Betfair is because it's got the liquidity that we need. It's got the amount of people on there using that service. You can use any bookies that you like, but we always advise using Betfair because it's dead easy to use, it's accessible, and again the liquidity's there as well. So what happens on each race day? We don't bet on Sundays. Just thought I'd mention that. It's Monday to Saturday is the racing that we actually take part in. So when you get your daily selection email, it will look something similar to this. You'll have all the information that you need. Now what we do is we Dutch more often than not the first three runners in the race, the first three favourites, and we're putting a win bet on each of these horses. Now in the daily selection email, it will actually list the odds and the staking of the horse. This is based on a £100 level stake, but this is simply, the odds and the staking are simply what Chris got at the time that he generated this actual selection, this Dutch. Now when you go on Betfair, these odds will be different, so what you need to do is you need to make a determination on the odds at the time whether it's still a valid bet. If you have a look at the footer, we've give a little bit of information on what you're looking for as a minimum return. So if these have like wildly changed, which they don't usually, when we give a selection out 95% of the time, you're going to be able to get somewhere in the region of the same return overall on the Dutch that was advised in the selection email. So it's not too much of a concern, that. So once you've got your selection, what you need to do is work out what you will be putting down for a stake. So what you'd need to do, at the bottom of this video you'll see a link to download our Dutching calculator. I'll just show you that now. Okay, here we go. Right, now then, I'll just reset these back to 0. So what this is, I won't go heavily into all the features of it. I'll do that at a later stage. But you can see a little red triangle in the corner of certain cells, and that just means there's a comment in there. And what I've done, you can go and read these yourself. It just tells you what each field is and a little bit of information about it. It's pretty straightforward if you've ever used any Dutching calculators before. All you're doing, you're putting your total stake down here, which for this example we've used £100. Then once you go onto Betfair and see the odds for the first 3 runners with the selection that we've given you, you're putting your odds in the first 3 cells of the calculator, and that will split your stake up into what the stake is. The win you're putting a win bet on each one, basically. That's what you need to put down as a win bet on each horse, and regardless of whichever one wins, the return will be the same. So in this example you're putting £100 down and you're getting £48.55 if one of these 3 horses wins. And again, we have around about an 80% strike rate on this, so this is absolutely fantastic. I mean, we'll talk more about the mathematics of how this all works over a series of bets, but basically probability is hugely on our side with this. So if you do have a few losers dotted here and there, it doesn't really matter, because the profit that we're making between those losing bets more than makes up for any losers along the way. But we'll go more into that in another video. But basically, usually it's the first 3 runners in the race, but every now and again in the daily selection email we will advise to put a 4th horse on if we think there's a 4th horse which is a real danger of coming in. Now if you imagine that 4th horse was, say, 9.2 in this race, you'll notice that the Dutch profit goes from £48.55 and it goes right down to £27.90. So that's nearly halved what your potential profit would be. So if you ever do put a 4th horse in, this calculator has a feature where you can actually weight the selection. Now if you have a look at the profit for the 4th horse, now if I play with these buttons here, I can actually make this horse into a break-even horse. So what that means is, once I get this set to 0, right, that's as close as we can get it. If this 4th horse wins, this whole Dutch is a break-even Dutch. We don't win any money and we don't lose any money. It's as though it never happened. So we're still covering the 4th horse, and all the money that we would have won on that in a normal Dutch has been taken off this and added to the first 3. So we're covering 4 horses, sorry, but we're getting a profit on the first 3, and the 4th one as a break-even horse. So basically you have everything that you need, more or less, to actually start using the service. You're set up with Betfair, hopefully. You've got your calculator. You're going to be getting the emails each day. We'll show you how to actually put a bet on Betfair if you don't know how to do that. I'm assuming that you do, but we'll go through that anyway for people that don't know that. So all that remains is to welcome you to the service. We're glad to have you on board, and over the next 10 days we'll prove the quality of the selections to you, and keep you updated with some more videos and that. Okay, thanks a lot, see you soon.